We have made it to the East Village. The specific spot where we are in the East Village right now is St. Mark's Place, which is one of my favorite places in the East Village because it's full of all these wonderful shops and restaurants. And I just want to give you a little bit of history of the East Village. So the East Village has always been a place for immigrants. So the very first immigrants that came here to the East Village were actually the Dutch immigrants. And then after the Dutch immigrants left, the German immigrants came. So this area actually used to be known as Klein Deutschland, which stands for Little Germany. But then as the German immigrants assimilated, they left the East Village. The next wave of immigrants came in. Those were the Irish immigrants. As the Irish immigrants assimilated, they left. The next wave of immigrants came in. Those were the Jewish immigrants. Then as they assimilated, the next wave came in, and those were the Italian immigrants, and the pattern continued. And right now, people would say that there is a wave of immigrants here in the East Village known as hipsters. And hipsters bring delicious food and great shopping. So let's go explore. So as an example, as we're walking down St. Mark's Place, we have physical graffiti, which is tea and herbs. It's a really nice tea shop. Continue to walk. We have a banh mi shop here. We then have the dumpling van. When I first moved to New York, I came to the dumpling van so much. I love the dumpling van. This just gives you an idea, like a quick sampling of what it's like to walk up and down St. Mark's Place. So if you are visiting New York and you want some really great shopping, this is a great place to come. We're here in Tompkins Square Park. Tompkins Square Park is named for Daniel Tompkins, who was actually Vice President of the United States under James Monroe. Now, if you look around the park right now, you'll see lots of people walking. There's a playground over here. You'll often see lots of dogs around the park. And this is also a place, because there's so much great food here in the East Village, where people will come and have a picnic. But if you were here during the Civil War, this is actually where the draft riots took place. Now, a lot of people, when they think of draft riots, they don't immediately think of the Civil War. But during the Civil War, there was a draft, and people feared being drafted. And there was a lot of resentment, because if you were wealthy, you could actually pay a $300 commutation fee. That's the equivalent of about $6,200 today, so that you would hire a substitute to go in your place to fight in the war. Obviously, this upset a lot of lower class working men, especially those living in the East Village. So there were huge riots here in Tompkins Square Park. But today it is nice and peaceful. It's a beautiful, cool, very early spring day. So we're going to continue to explore the East Village. I love coming to the East Village because it means I get to come to confectionery. So confectionery, I was actually rehearsing an opera just on the other side of Tompkins Square Park, and I would always come into confectionery and get cookies because I thought they were the best cookies that I had had in New York City. And on the last day of rehearsals, I was waiting in line, and somebody asked, so what here is vegan? And they said, everything. So this is a completely vegan bakery, and it is some of the best baked goods, whether or not you are vegan. So we're gonna go in and taste some food, and I'm gonna show you a really cool feature of confectionery. Okay, so let's go in. One of the coolest things here at confectionery is they have what's called a mitzvah wall. So on this mitzvah wall, you'll see, it'll say something like, one free cookie for a queer healthcare worker, or one furious vulva, which is one of their chocolate specialties, for a single mom. So if you match one of these, you can actually take that off of the wall and go and retrieve it at the counter. So it's full of good deeds here, in addition to deliciousness. So now we're gonna go look at the deliciousness. All right, so everything here is ridiculously amazing. We ended up getting the chocolate blackcurrant slice. My favorite thing here is the marzipan cookie, so I'm getting 2 of those. and the s'mores cookie. Oh, they are so delicious. They also have macarons. They also have these chocolates, which are incredible. So I highly recommend coming here. I'm going to eat my marzipan cookie now because they are my favorite and I can't wait. One of the things that I love about this marzipan cookie is that it has an almond flavor, which always makes me think of Christmas. I think because when I was a kid, we used to always make Christmas cookies that had almond extract in them. So I'm very excited about eating my cookie. Happiness. So one of the coolest things about being down here in the East Village is that we get to taste some immigrant foods. So what David and I are going to do, we're gonna go to Ray's Candy Store. We don't get a great view of it from here, but we'll walk into Ray's Candy Store. We're gonna get a drink known as an egg cream. Now this name is really deceptive because the drink does not have eggs or cream in it. It's actually made out of soda, milk, and traditionally a chocolate syrup. And this beverage is brought here by the Yiddish-speaking immigrants who came to the East Village in the very late 1800s, very early 1900s. And it's a mystery how it got its name. But one of the theories is there was a Yiddish actor who came to the city and he had experienced a drink called chocolat et crème in Paris, and he asked for that drink here in New York City, and that et crème kind of sounded like egg cream. So we're gonna go show you what an egg cream is and let you know how they taste. Here we are, about to go into Ray's Candy Store. Actually, I believe we're gonna order from the window to keep it nice and COVID safe. $50. He is joking about the so I just want to show you look how foamy the tops are. Some people say it was kind of a precursor to the milkshake. So we'll have a taste in just a second. Now I'm going to taste my egg cream. It's really good. You wouldn't expect like soda, and it's a seltzer and soda, chocolate and milk to be a combination made in heaven, but it really is. So thank you, Ray's Candy Store, for these amazing egg creams. Just wanted to take a minute because the street shows you some of the great boutique stores that are here in the East Village. We have stores across the way that sell clothing, that sell books. There's a kids boutique beyond the dumpster, but it shows you an idea of the cute boutiques that you will see, and they're really one of a kind. So if you are looking for one of a kind shopping in New York City, this is where you want to come. We are currently here in front of a church known as St. Mark's on the Bowery. Now, Bowery is a word that you will hear a lot in New York City. So Bowery is Dutch for farm. Most of the land that we know today as the East Village used to be a Dutch farm that belonged to the last Dutch governor of New Amsterdam, Peter Stuyvesant. Fun little bit of New York City history. Before New York was New York, it was a Dutch trading colony known as New Amsterdam. So this actually used to be where Peter Stuyvesant, the last Dutch governor of New Amsterdam, had his house. His heirs sold this land to the Episcopal Church, and St. Mark's on the Bowery was built. St. Mark's on the Bowery is also one of the most haunted places in New York City. I have a whole video dedicated to that, which I will link above so you can watch if you want to know more about the ghost stories of St. Mark's on the Bowery. I do want to show you one cool thing that you can see through the gates, so you want to follow me. If you're wondering what Peter Stuyvesant looked like, there's actually a monument to him here. You'll see through the bars, that green guy, that's Peter Stuyvesant. Also, fun fact, Peter Stuyvesant only had one leg. He lost a leg when it was knocked off by a cannonball, and that plays into the ghost story. That concludes our tour of the East Village for today. I hope that you enjoyed it. You got to see some good shops, some good restaurants. You got to explore one of my favorite vegan places in New York City, Confectionery Bakery. We got to taste an egg cream. We got to explore Tompkins Square Park. We got to explore St. Mark's on the Bowery. Thank you so much. Don't forget to hit subscribe so you never miss a New York Minute.